Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz in Westchester. Today we are joined by Nancy Pearlman. She is a trustee with the Los Angeles Community College District. Very exciting news out of LACCD. None other than the Second Lady, Jill Biden, came to announce the LA College Promise. Tell us all about it.
We are so excited to have the support of the Second Lady of the United States. And Dr. Biden introduced the College Promise, and our district is wholeheartedly in favor of this program. We want people to get an education. We want them to get the community college education. And it's not necessarily to get your AA degree, because community colleges are the first 2 years of the lower division and then move on to a university, but to get certificate programs, to get lifelong learning. But the College Promise, we want to provide free education.
So let's talk about the specifics. What we know is that currently 73% of your students are part-time. And part of the reason behind that is they need to make money to pay for community college, which is still fairly
It's less expensive than the universities.
I mean, and it's the cheapest of the 50 states. But under the College Promise, graduating LAUSD high school students will get 1 year of community college free.
And that's important too, that we want students to graduate from high school.
Oh, right.
We don't want them dropping out.
Of course.
So here's an extra incentive. But as you indicated, unfortunately, too many young people need to work. Now, I was a full-time college student. I was lucky. I had the support to be able to do it, so I could focus on my studies. I wish more people had that opportunity, because it's a challenge. If you have a family, if you have a job, and you're trying to study, I mean, burning those candles at both ends, not easy.
So what we know is that the plan will cost about $3 million the first year. And about 2/3 of that is going to come from foundations. LACCD will cover the rest. What about in future years? Because I would hope, I'm sure the students would hope, that the plan is not a one-year event.
We're hoping it will continue, and the funding is the problem. So we have to look at that. This is not an issue that has been resolved.
I understand.
Our colleges, our 9 colleges in our district, are dependent on state funding. And we need to ensure that that state funding continues to come to us. And then we have to allocate it. But this is a priority program, because if you have students, we want them to be able to continue. We want to have it affordable. And we want to provide the necessary mentoring programs, counseling programs, everything else to aid and assist students.
I want to ask about other expenses, because while no doubt being able to save that $1,300 a year is a huge benefit, what we also know is that textbooks can, you knew where I was going, can be incredibly expensive. And as a result, if you have to pay for textbooks, it may require you to go to work, and then the benefit of the promise vanishes.
We are always looking into ways to reduce the costs of the textbooks and the other materials that may be necessary, because in some programs you have to provide your own tools if you're in culinary or in mechanics or something. Now, textbooks, we don't control the price of the textbooks, that's the publishers, but we can work with them and say, look, make these textbooks affordable. But there are also programs now. Students are very big on computers and online.
Well, let me ask,
and textbooks can be available electronically.
So let me ask you about that, because there are voucher programs, and that's a plus, and students can buy used books, etc. But what about working to create classes where the textbooks are open sourced, or where the textbooks are online automatically? I mean, that there be an affirmative effort in deciding what text to use to make that text more affordable.
I would like to see that. Before I became a trustee at the Los Angeles Community College District, I was a part-time instructor.
Right.
And I taught at different colleges. Anthropology is my field. I'm also an environmental specialist. I've been coordinating environmental programs for over 48 years, and I definitely love my cultural anthropology. And I found when I went in to sub for a class or go in and be hired as a part-timer, the department has to order in advance. So I didn't get to order the textbook. And I found that I was using a different textbook every semester.
Oh my.
And that means the students couldn't buy a used textbook.
So can the trustees in your official capacity work with the administration to either mandate or strongly suggest that there be an adoption of open source or cheaper textbooks?
You brought up a very interesting issue that I don't think most people realize. As a board of trustees, we do establish policy. We do vote on budgets, but we have a guaranteed shared governance system. Academics are primarily determined by our faculty, by our Senate faculties, and the Board of Trustees cannot mandate those kinds of requirements. We can certainly encourage as a policy to our faculty to look into this, to make it more accessible and affordable. And of course, that's something that I'm always advocating. And it's a matter of collaboration between our faculty, our staff, our administrators, and the elected officials like myself.
I want to speak about another exciting program that's been adopted.
Well, we have a lot.
You do, but one of them is a statewide program, and I know LACCD has jumped on board. It allows community colleges to offer community college classes on high school campuses.
We definitely want to encourage concurrent education. It is possible, and a few students have done it, to be getting your high school diploma and at the same time your AA degree. But not all the classes are at the high schools.
Of course.
The high school students are allowed to come onto our campuses and take regular college campus
But this is a new program that was passed last year. My question is, do you know, are there any high schools within the LACCD boundaries that have community college classes on their campus yet?
Oh yes, we have been doing that for a long time. We just didn't publicize that.
Oh, I hear you.
This is the secret of our district. Now let me point out, we have a lot of high schools in our district because our district is the largest in the nation, and we have 9 colleges. So we go from northeast San Fernando Valley, where we have Mission College, the west of the valley, Pierce College, the middle of the valley, Valley College. Then in the central part of Los Angeles, we have City College and Trade Technical College. We go east. We have in Monterey, Montebello and Monterey Park. We have the East LA College, and we have a satellite campus for them down in Southgate. But we go out into San Gabriel and Alhambra and those areas. Huge. Now let's go south. As we head towards South LA, we have Southwest College, and let's go even farther south, all the way down to Wilmington, to San Pedro, and we have Harbor College servicing the Palos Verdes Peninsula.
And West LA College in the middle.
And West LA is on the west, and that services Beverly Hills and Culver City and West LA.
So I want you to come back and talk more about these programs, the exciting events that are occurring at your district. Her name is Nancy Pearlman. She is a trustee with the Los Angeles Community College District. I'm Brad Pomerantz in Westchester, Charter Local Edition.